Yeah, this your homegirl, Arabia Barbosa 914, which is the guy in New York. I'm just asking a question. I have a question. Let me say it in Spanish. Let me say it in English. In English, I'm saying I have a question. In Spanish, how would I say it? Yo tengo una pregunta para ti. Yo tengo una pregunta para ti. I have a question for you. What is the mind control program? What is it? I don't have to ask that question because I already know the answer. Already know the answer. If you look in Hollywood or the music industry or even in different parts of the society groups that support this country, you will see what it is. You will see what the fuck it is. Those programs exist, especially, and there's different methods of that. There's different methods of it. So I'm not the only one that's going to talk about it. I'm not the only one. It's other people going to talk about it too. What is the mind control program about? What is the MK Ultra program about? And it's about controlling people. That's what it's all about. A shout out to the chat. Shout out to the motherfucking chat. Do I need to drop my link? Anybody gonna be brave enough to do that? Ain't too many people gonna be brave enough to do that. Not at all. The MK Ultra program is a real program. Mind control. And how do they do this? They do it through different forms of abuse to young victims. And the ones I'm talking about is children. That's who they do it to. And as the children get older, what happens? They have to reprogram them ever so often. So they send more trauma their way, or they send them to a rehab somewhere, or they send them to a job corps center somewhere, or they send them to a fucking prison somewhere. And I'm not talking about a prison in the United States. I'm talking about a prison in South America. I'm talking about prison other places. A shout out to the chat. Yeah, we got some people on this app is afraid to talk about it. They're afraid to talk. They're afraid to say certain things. Why be afraid? You're gonna grow old. You're gonna get sick. You're gonna die anyway. So why even be afraid? Why? Why be threatened possibility of death? They already killed everybody that was getting ready to talk. They already murdered all of them. And those that have not gotten out of here, they on a whisper and a prayer somewhere. A shout out to the chat. Shout out to the motherfucking chat. It is what the fuck it is. Let me drop my link. Because I know ain't nobody gonna hit this link. I already know ain't nobody gonna hit it. I already know. People are too afraid to hit the link. They are afraid. And I don't blame them for being afraid. Because you know what? sometimes you got to have some kind of fear going with you. Sometimes, not all the time. Maybe I don't need to drop the link. I'm trying to drop the link now. What's up, Khadijah? Yeah, I just want to ask the question. That is my question. Why is everyone afraid to talk about certain things that's going on in the United States? As far as Hollywood go and the music industry go, and certain other industries that support the this country. What is going on with that? A lot of people are fearful. They are afraid of something. There are 9 dimensions that support this country. We got religion, we got law enforcement, we got the media, we got Congress, we got Wall Street, we got the educational system. We got different systems in this country that support the bullshit, support what's going on. That's the only thing I'm saying. What is their problem with people having a free mind or independent mind or critical thinking mindset? What is wrong with that? If you're a critical thinker, if you're independent, if you're not afraid, they want you to be afraid. They want to get rid of you. For what? Talking your ish, talking the truth, saying what's really going on. Shout out to the chat. The older I get, the more I'm thinking it's not good for me to be silent about certain stuff. It's not good for me to be quiet about certain stuff. But I'm not talking about nothing on this YouTube app. I'm talking about the real world. The real world and how the world turns. Remember when we was growing up and some of our relatives used to look at those stupid soap operas during the day as the world turns, all my children. You know, it was different soap operas that was on the different networks at that time. We didn't have reality TV. We had soap operas. All my children. As the world turns, General Hospital, and so on and so on. It was different other soap opera shows that used to show up on these different networks. That was during the day. What happened at night? At night, it was totally opposite of what happened during the day. We had shows like All in Family, The Jeffersons, Good Times, and the list goes on and on. We had Bewitched, we had I Dream of Jeannie. We had different shows on during that time period. And the message was different than what it is now. It's way different. A shout out to the chat. I appreciate everyone that comes in and views these videos. I appreciate you. And those that are not here will catch the playback. Shout out to the chat. That's the real people that support this channel. It is what it is. I know who you are. I don't have to name you. I don't have to say what you do or how you do. I don't have to do none of that. But remember when we was growing up back in the day, and we lived in certain households, and some of those people were interested in those soap opera shows. The soap operas wouldn't start until what, 10 o'clock in the morning, and wouldn't end until 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Then after that, they would play different other shows, Different Strokes, All in the Family, The Jeffersons, and there was different other shows they used to play after those shows used to go off. Even after all those shows got canceled or was no longer here anymore, they replaced those shows with other different shows, like The Cosby Show, Webster. You know, it was different shows that came on. MASH. I remember when I went to prison in 1995, and I went to the receiving unit right there at the Women's Center that was on Broad River Road, right there in Columbia, South Carolina. Shout out to SEDC. Shout out to my MA number 221644. When I went to prison that year and I sat on the receiving unit, I sat there for maybe 2 weeks. Because you gotta go to the doctor, you gotta go to the dentist, you gotta see the social worker, you gotta talk to the psychologist, you gotta talk to whoever you want, gotta talk to. So when you get off of receiving, you're assigned somewhere, you're given a fucking job, and you go on with your life. Unfortunately for me, I got caught up in the wind, and I got into some trouble, and I went to the fucking SHU program. And I sat there on lockup for 3 years, 3 years and 9 months on lockup. You know why I stayed down there that long? Because I kept having different episodes of disturbance. Sometimes 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, during the day, at nighttime, after dinner, whatever it was, I didn't give a fuck. I was having my own mental breakdown at that time. I didn't know it then, but I know it now. And you know what the motherfuckers was waiting for me to do? They was waiting for me to get myself off this goddamn earth. That's what they were waiting for me to do. It didn't happen in fucking prison. Shout out to the chat. And yes, while I was there, I still practice self-mutilation. So what anybody gonna do? And this country, in certain atmospheres, self-mutilation is something terrible. But in other religions, it is welcomed and is openly practiced. So shout out to the chat. I'm your homegirl, Arabia Barbosa. Donna, thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, thank you for coming in. Yeah, thank you for coming in. Yeah. I just had those, I just had this thought, and I was like, what is up? Because I keep hearing about it. I've been hearing about this program for years and years and years and years. And I said, oh my God, let's say something about it today. I'm going to say something about it. I don't care what nobody else talk about on their channel. I don't know what they talking about. I don't care about what they talking about. They do what they want to do. I'm going to do what I want to do on my channel. I'm gonna do what I want to do on my channel. As long as I'm not hurting nobody, I ain't worried about it. But there's certain things that I do talk about on this channel and my other big channel that people had a problem with. But one thing I did learn about self-mutilation. It is a welcome and open practice in different belief systems and in different countries. Shout out to the chat. It was welcomed. It was openly practiced in ancient times. They talk about it in the Bible. They talk about it in different other religions, uh, uh, orders, or different religion systems. I ain't worried about that because I know what's going on in New York right now. I know what's going over there in the area I used to live, right there in Yonkers, New York, in that neighborhood. The drums are being played. And they're going to be played for the next hour. What time is it? It's like 7 something. And next 30 minutes, the drums will stop because they have a city audience program going on where you can't play loud music or play drums or play loud instruments after 8:30 at night. You can stop God's people from being open, but you can't stop God's people from living their lives and doing what they're supposed to do. The true children of God. Shout out to the chat. I'm out of here. I just had that question. I have that question. And I said it in English. I have a question for you. I'm going to say it in Spanish. Yo tengo una pregunta para ti. Yo tengo una pregunta para ti. That means I have a question for you. I'm saying in English. I'm not going to say it in Swahili. I don't know how to say it in Swahili. I didn't teach myself how to say I have a question in Swahili. I don't need to say it. In Swahili, basically, the only thing I have to do is keep using the same phrases I've been using for a couple of years now. Kuja na mimi kula chakula mije baridi. Yeah. I can say ku vuta kiti. Ku vuta kiti means grab you a chair. Pumzika means to relax. Wewe ni Missouri means you are awesome. You're wonderful. So it is what it is. Shout out to the chat. Vente aquí conmigo. Vente aquí conmigo. Cuidado conmigo. Come with me. Be careful with me. Shout out to the chat. I'm out of here.